Alright, welcome guys to Utah League of Legends Battles Season 3, Week Number 1. This game will be Zen Method versus the FunkyBunch. I'm MrTree with my beautiful co-caster.
Hey guys, I'm Osh, top laner for Team U2Q. Having a wonderful afternoon, hopefully everybody else is excited to cast this game.
Alright, so it looks as far as the team matchups are, we have for the FunkyBunch, Skarner, Jace, Ahri, Graves, and Blitzcrank. And then for Zen Method, we have Cassiopeia, Cho'Gath, Janna, Ezreal, and Maokai. It looks like we're going to have some people walking into the bush and almost getting taken out. That poison not quite be enough to take down Jace. However, have to burn some early flashes and will force them back, so they won't be able to do any kind of early aggression. Definitely wanted to do that with that Blitzcrank early on.
Graves did lose his flash, so that may come into play. Even in the level 1, it could come into play, but definitely in the early laning phase.
Alright, but we'll make it so that the FunkyBunch can't just go in and attack and steal that blue buff away. Alright, and so let's actually kind of compare these matchups here. So as far as mid lane, we have Cassiopeia versus Ahri. Seems kind of standard to me. What are your thoughts on it?
It's a purely pretty much skill lane. They're all skill shots for the most part. You know, Cassie's got to land Qs, so does Ahri. So it comes to that point where one could outplay the other. I think Ahri, with her added mobility post 6, probably has a little bit of advantage on Cassiopeia, but she also has to not get caught by the ult. So it could be an interesting lane. It could go either way.
Alright, so also for the junglers, we also have pretty standard junglers of Maokai and Skarner, both really good, strong gankers on both sides. Do you really feel like either side has an advantage there either?
I don't really think either side does. Both are really strong gankers, both, you know, scale to incredibly awesome tanks. They're both good initiators. Really, they're filling kind of the same role at this point, so I don't think there's any advantage either way.
Okay, and also for bot lane, it looks like we are just going to see that standard Janna Ezreal combo against Graves and Blitzcrank. Down here, I feel like it can go really sour very quickly if Blitz can land those grabs. I mean, Janna's great for escape, so if Ezreal or her do get grabbed, they might be able to get away just fine. So it's not a complete free kill if he does get a grab, but both sides are really strong either way.
Definitely.
Ezreal's definitely going to have the better poke out of it, so as long as they kind of play it safe and just take those small advantages, they should be able to win their lane. Then we also have for top lane, we have Jace and Cho'Gath. How do you feel about this top lane? Oh, Janna does get grabbed and will get ignited. One more auto attack pick her off. First blood does go to Graves. She's just not quite high enough. It looks like Ezreal's going for the kill on Graves, trying to make something happen. Pops the flash and misses. He's slow and will not be able to chase down for the kill. Ezreal gets too far and gets grabbed, pulled under the tower. He will go down. Oh, that was a blunder from him.
That's unfortunate.
Double kill for Graves already this early in the game.
I'm surprised to see that. I didn't think we would see anything really out of the Blitz, you know, if they played it correctly. Janna's really good against that. And then
Jace doing amazing damage to Cho'Gath as well. Oh no, top lane's going to be shut down pretty hard. Just having all those abilities that early on Jace just makes him such a strong powerhouse.
Cho's got to play this super carefully early. With that percentage health scaling E that Jace has, he can just jump in and crush on Cho'Gath. Cho's really got to stand back and just farm and use his passive to the best that he can.
I heard Jace is making that really hard for him to do that. It just can't quite get underneath the turret to be able to CS these. However, Maokai is coming around for a gank. Jace took that one tower hit, which might really help them out a lot here. Jace will manage to push back Maokai. Oh, he does land the jump, but won't have the damage to be able to make this happen. Jace could almost probably turn on him and just destroy him. But does allow Cho'Gath a little bit of farm to get his health back up, which is definitely what he needed. So I feel that was a successful attempt from Maokai for the most part.
They're going to have a really hard time dealing with this Jace with their top lane and jungle combo, because really they have no damage between the two of them, especially early. And Jace is one of the hardest top laners to gank in the game, between his gate and being able to knock either the jungler or whoever has CC away.
Oh, we have some more action happening top lane. Looks like Skarner and Maokai both coming around for a gank. They will know Skarner's there, though. Jace jumping in. However, Skarner does pop the flash and will get knocked up instantly. It looks like Maokai might not be able to get away. Does get the flash over the wall, and everyone will manage to escape. That was really scary.
That was very scary. It was well played by the FunkyBunch to get out of there, though, because that could have turned really sour really quickly.
Alright, so as far as this top lane goes, I mean, I just feel like Jace has the advantage altogether. Just he has the constant poke. He can keep de-initiating. He can stay at ranged. He can go up and just blow up Cho'Gath like crazy fast until Cho'Gath can get to that level 6 and start farming up his ulti.
Yeah, really, there's no point in this lane matchup that Cho should outscale Jace at all, unless something goes horribly wrong for Jace. So this is going to be a rough lane. I really think they should have possibly thought about a lane swap and having Cho 1v2. Although Jace can 1v2 good as well, well also. Cho is one of the best 1v2ers in the game.
Alright, looks like we have another gank on Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath will be able to just walk out of there. And Maokai setting up for a gank of his own down at bot lane. Looks like this Blitzcrank will just end that if he does land a grab, though. Maokai not wanting to go for it, realizing they do know he's there. Alright, well, it looks like Graves is taking some big hits from Ezreal. Ezreal getting low himself, not quite able to land that last ability on him, but we'll get that last auto attack. Maokai coming around for the stop on Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank taking huge hits as well. Ezreal might be able to pick up this kill, just needs to land one more Q. However, does get grabbed underneath the turret and he will go down, but Maokai picks up a kill as well. A 2-for-1, definitely a good trade. And Jace does a tower dive on Cho'Gath as well. Barely getting out of there, perfectly timing that auto attack with that flash so he didn't take any more tower hits than he needed to.
Jace showing us exactly why Jace was the most sought after top lane throughout the World Championship, both tournaments.
And it looks like Skarner's just going for this, just for the free farm. Not going to push that top tower, actually, like I was thinking. Ahri is starting to do that farm down to bot lane. She's probably going to try to come down for Janna. Janna is going to back off, knowing that's what's happening. However, Ahri's in a bad position, surrounded by 3 members. Ahri will have to ult just to get away from there. Is just popping her ability straight onto Janna. Janna will be able to manage gather, and Ahri's going to get caught being a little over aggressive there. Getting ulted by the Cassiopeia. Beautiful ult from her.
Yeah, very well played by Cassie, and nice job following the Ahri down. Even though it might have been a little bit late, it was good that she came down when she did and was able to set up that play.
Alright, so I feel like Cassiopeia handled that really well. Actually, just not where we're saying that Ahri really does shine post 6 and be able to have that roam, and her just actually just following Ahri is really going to probably be what she needs to do constantly.
Oh, definitely. That's where Ahri shines, is in her ganks and her mobility. So if you are able to match her in that as Cassiopeia, you're going to come out ahead because you're much more useful in team fights with an amazing ult, tons of AoE damage, sustain, and burst.
Oh, Blitz barely missing that grab. That was so close. Alright, well, as far as I'm seeing here, it looks like the FunkyBunch have the advantage. They definitely have the advantage right now. They're winning all their lanes, except for mid lane. Mid lane's kind of back and forth. Nothing really happening there, but they're winning their top bot lane, and I feel like they have better control as far as the map goes right now.
A lot of it's going to come down to who ends up picking up this early dragon. It might help them snowball. Oh, top lane.
Top lane, it looks like Maokai will land the snare. Cassiopeia down there as well, and kill will go to Maokai. Definitely didn't give him any chance to get away. Cassiopeia didn't pop her ult, though. Oh, it actually was down, so she couldn't do it anyways. Blitzcrank coming for a grab. Just almost went for a knockup. Will land the grab on Ezreal. Ezreal did already use his jump, however, he will just flash away. Graves taking some big hits, though. Ezreal definitely not letting this exchange go only one way.
This Cassiopeia for the FunkyBunch is doing work. Her roams are really setting up some amazing plays.
Yeah, I figured she'd be more, kind of stuck in the lane and kind of just farming, trying to, grab on Janna. Will almost instantly knock her down. Janna might just go down to that ignite, but Graves does get picked off by the Ezreal, and Ezreal's going to do the chase onto Blitzcrank, but Blitzcrank will manage to be able to back off with that movement speed buff he does have for himself.
Well played by Ez there, definitely not to just run away from a bad situation and to try to compensate and make something better out, because they actually came out on top there where Ez is still up and can still farm the lane, and Graves is actually down for a while, as well as Ez getting that kill, so definitely a good situation for the FunkyBunch for that bot lane engagement.
Yep. Janet just getting caught, just not a good position for any player. I really am afraid of Blitzcrank. Like, Blitzcrank is the one champion I am afraid of, no matter what. Just that one grab just always seems to cause so much issue. Looks like Jace is going for some big damage onto Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath's just trying to take his farm. He's like, leave me alone. I just want to farm my lane. Stop picking on me.
Really, this matchup is actually pretty hard for Cho'Gath, because, you know, innately when he's just sitting in the turret, he's wanting to drop Qs and sustain with his passive, but doing that, he's also instantly pushing right back out to where he can get poked by Jace. So it's actually harder than it looks like to play this matchup.
Alright, so let's actually see how the lane... Oh, looks like we're going to see another big fight up here. Maokai coming up for the kill on Jace. Jace might be able to escape out of here. Maokai should be able to land off the snare. Just that movement speed barely gets him out of range. Good job from Jace, using all of his abilities to his knowledge to get out of there.
A good bait by Cho, just there wasn't enough there to actually make a play from. So.
Looks like we're having quite the fight down here at bot lane. Blitz missing his grab, and it looks like Graves might just go down. Ezreal just needs to land one more good Q on him, but will not quite able to do that. However, we have another fight happening around top lane. Cho'Gath and Maokai getting very low. Cassiopeia not in a good position, will have to just take the long way around. And Cho'Gath will go down, however, Maokai is low as well. They might just go for the tower dive. Skarner will just tank this turret, however, Maokai doesn't have the damage to stop anyone, and Skarner be able to get out of there. Will just flash out of there. Definitely needed to do that to be able to get out of that last tower hit. And Cassiopeia will make sure they don't push this turret down.
She might even be able to make something happen if they're not too cautious. Yep, they're going to run back. So good play, good play.
They're like, we don't want to mess with her. She scares us. And it looked like bot lane, Graves did get pushed back to his base to heal up.
Ezreal is low on mana, so they could definitely fight this if they want to.
And Janna's going to back as well. Oh, no, she does not. She's just trolling us.
They're going to be in trouble.
Blitz has been doing a real good job landing those grabs. There's been a couple that he's missed, but I'm just going to miss a couple because everyone has to dodge Blitz grabs. It's just something you have to learn to do. It's too scary. It's just a ability you have to be ready for it all the time. Especially
veteran players that have been playing for a long time. You know, people eventually learn how to dodge blitz grabs, but the good blitzes don't grab like other blitzes do. So, one of those talents developed over time.
So look, grab on Janna from Blitzcrank, and Janna's getting burst down really hard. However, Maokai will be here to be able to try and negate any of this. A good exhaust, slowing down Graves, making sure he couldn't burst her down instantly. She will just have to back. Like I said, if there's anyone that can get away from a blitz grab, it's definitely going to be Janna. So, she's definitely a good champ to pick in this matchup. It looks like Cho'Gath and Jace are duking out up and top once again. However, really, Jace isn't doing a whole bunch of damage to Cho. Cho just kind of running back. Doesn't really want to fight that. Maokai lands a great snare onto Graves. However, gets pulled into the turret by Blitzcrank. Graves popping his ult, and Ahri showing up, landing the abilities onto Maokai. Maokai will go down, and Ezreal's getting really low as well. If anyone can land a good CC on him, he will go instantly down. However, Cassiopeia is there to try to make a play, but will just back off and play it safe once again.
It's one of those points where I probably would have flashed over and ulted them, but then again, that's why I'm not one of the best players in the world, so...
Alright, and it looks like the Dragon Attempt will go to the FunkyBunch.
I really don't think there's anything the FunkyBunch can do about this.
Alright, and Zen Method can't do anything about it. FunkyBunch will just take. Alright, and it looks like Cho is still having an uphill battle of his own here. However, he is able to do that sustain just enough to be able to stay in lane and not have to go back constantly. So I feel as far as this game's going, I feel like it's still in the FunkyBunch's control pretty good. Cassiopeia has definitely been the MVP for Zen Method this game though. So that's been pretty intriguing. I'd like to see her be able to pull off some good combos, be able to help her team out a bit more, and do a little bit more roaming. However, she is doing a good job trying to keep these lanes and not let these turrets get pushed.
Definitely, Cassiopeia has done an amazing job of roaming so far. She just needs to keep doing that, keep trying to set up plays, keep them in this game.
Now, lately, she hasn't been able to actually set up plays just due to the fact that whenever she does show up to lane, the fight's already kind of happened and everyone's too low to be able to help her out, so she can't really just make anything happen. She's definitely doing a good job trying to make those happen though. It looks like Maokai's coming around for a possible gank, but will just take out the ward and back off. Skarner will pick up his red buff and get ready for a gank of his own here shortly, I'm sure. Seeing that he hasn't actually jumped in and ulted anyone for the entire game so far, has he?
Not that I've seen. So Skarner pick not quite coming into play so far. We'll see how he affects these later team fights.
That Cho'Gath's getting really low. I would expect to see a tower dive actually here. With Jace trying to do a little bit more poke, however the ult from Skarner should go off, and I don't think Cho'Gath can do anything to get out here. Actually doesn't even bother to pop the ult. Not needing to. Definitely would have been a waste to overkill him on that, but being smart, not using that, and we'll possibly go for another kill down at mid. Maokai's down here as well, and Bill will slow down anything here. Oh, Ahri's in bad position. Cassiopeia might be able to pop her ult. Ahri's forcing her ult out just so she doesn't get stunned. Skarner coming around for a gank, and will get the snare, and Ahri should be able to pick up the kill on Cassiopeia. We got another fight happening on bot lane. Oh, it looks like Janet did get grabbed and will get chunked down by Graves. Blitz just works so well with Graves just because he can pull him right into that melee range and Graves can get the perfect Q off. And it looks like Ezreal will go down as well. Graves picking up a double kill.
And Blitz himself just supplies so much added burst to that combo as well, because it's one of the things about Blitz that's actually underrated by a lot of people is the amount of burst that he can actually put out between his ult, his knockup, and his grab.
And they will just tower dive this Maokai. Maokai taking huge hits. Oh, almost managed to pick up that Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank just having enough HP to build back out of there. The FunkyBunch definitely not afraid. They can just do any dives they ever want and not have an issue about it. They're definitely analyzing it really well, knowing all the abilities that can be used and just not letting anything scare them.
Really, with the exception of Ahri, they have an exceptionally tanky team as well, so tower dives are not a problem at all for them, especially right now where they're sitting, quite handily in the lead.
Now, as far as Cho goes in this top lane matchup, do you feel like he should be being more aggressive, start actually fighting Jace?
No,
in these?
Not with his build. I'm really confused. Why do you think he went Doran's Ring into a Negatron Cloak? Granted, Jace does a lot of magic damage, but...
Looks like he's trying to rush an Abyssal Scepter, which might be a bit of an oversight. I'm not quite sure myself, actually. I mean, yeah, Abyssal Scepter's nice, but he does true damage with his ult anyways, so... Oh, it looks like they are going for the gank on Jace. Jace getting locked up pretty hard, but he might be able to dash out of there. Will have to flash out, and Cho not quite able to land that last ability. And it looks like the counter gank from Ahri and Skarner will pick up the kill. And Jace still really low, getting a little aggressive, but Maokai will not go for that. And double kill for the FunkyBunch. And Janna gets grabbed as well, and Graves picks up a kill there. And it looks like Ezreal's in some terrible trouble here as well. And if Blitz can land this last grab, will be a kill on him. However, it doesn't look like they want to go for it.
Everything is just going wrong for the FunkyBunch now, all over the map. Things are just not going right for them at all.
Alright, and I don't know, I feel like this is another game just kind of snowballing out of control. Graves has 7 kills right now. 7 kills. That's definitely something you don't want to see an AD carry getting, because he's going to start getting to that late game mark very quickly here soon. And that's the reason why they're called AD carries, and you're about to find out here shortly. Oh, it looks like Skarner's coming for another gank. Cassio popping an amazing ult, but just not being enough. 3 members definitely build a tower diver, no issues.
Really, they have no pressure. FunkyBunch has no pressure anywhere else in the map now, so everything's just going to converge to mid at this point, and there's nothing Cassiopeia can do about it anymore.
Alright, and Ezreal does get taken out by Graves. Amazing plays from all the players, landing their CCs perfectly, one after another. They just can't do anything. Look at this tower dive they're able to do. There's no consequences whatsoever. Jace will just jump down there, definitely showing you why he's played so often.
Zen Method just turning on the aggression, turning it on full bore, and they know they can get away with it now, so it's the best play. They're just trying to snowball themselves to late game as quick as possible and just push it in for the win.
Right, and it looks like a dragon will be taken here in just a moment.
Really, this is a smart play from them. It's one of the worst things to deal with on Cho is his late game. Cho becomes a monster. He's impossible to kill, does a ton of damage, zones people. He's just really a nightmare to deal with. So if you just crush them early and push it in and to prevent that late game from happening, then Cho is nothing to deal with. And that's exactly what they're doing at this point. With their picks early, you know, they have a really good early comp, as well as with their playstyle so far in this game.
I still find this a little weird on how Cho is building, because he's still building really high magic resist.
Magic resist is really good against Jace. He probably does a little bit more magic damage than physical even, but with the point that he was at in that lane where he's that far behind, I really don't know why he didn't rush some GP10 at that point and start going for some combined resists, trying to, you know, move to more of a mid-game tank role than still trying to, you know, build to counter the lane.
Looks like they are going to go for a counter on the blue. However, Blitzcrank right up in front does get silenced by Cho'Gath, and just going to back out of there. Don't want to give away any kills that they don't have to. And Ezreal just playing it smart, just going to push his lane, realizes he can't really make anything happen right now where he is so far behind.
It's a very smart play by Ezreal too. They FunkyBunch desperately needs towers right now.
However, Zen Method's going to take full advantage of this right now and go straight for the Baron, knowing that Ezreal's down at bot. This should be almost an uncontested Baron. An ult from Ezreal coming out though. We got amazing ults going down. Looks like Ahri will instantly go down, followed by Blitzcrank. However, both Maokai and Janna get taken out as well. It looks like Zen Method does turn that into their favor. Not be able to pick up that Baron though. So I feel like it still turned out good for the FunkyBunch, even though they weren't able to actually win the full-out team fight.
Yeah, they were able to get a tower bot and keep the Baron from happening, as well as not almost losing as little bit as far as champions go than Zen Method did. So that was actually really well played by the FunkyBunch.
All right. Looks like Ezreal's trying to pick up a kill. Does not have vision on Skarner. Just checking the bush, making sure no one's there. Alright. Well, I feel like the ward coverage for both teams, the FunkyBunch could do a better job. Zen Method's got great ward coverage, especially around the top-ish area. So they will know everything that the FunkyBunch is doing. As far as the southern jungle goes, there's no vision whatsoever.
Yeah, really the FunkyBunch could use another Oracle to this point desperately to clean up their own jungle, but I'm not sure, or I'm not positive how many Oracles they've already lost.
Alright, Skarner having an Oracle of his own is just going to clear out those wards around Baron. We should see another Baron attempt here shortly. Oh, Cho'Gath in a bad position, however, Skarner is just going to back out of there, not opting to go for the ult, seeing that the rest of his team couldn't quite capitalize on it.
That is not what you want to see at this point in the game, is a tiny little Cho. That is just so discouraging to see.
Alright, if we see a Blitz grab, barely missing. If Blitz can land one grab, this could actually turn it straight into a Baron attempt. Ezreal takes some big hits. And Skarner just going in there, trying to land the ult on anyone, but everyone just staying out of range of him. And it looks like we're just going to see a poke for a little bit. Jace having that amazing poke. So is Ahri. Oh, Skarner landing the ult on Cassiopeia. Definitely the target they wanted. And it looks like Graves is going to just focus down Maokai. And Jace diving straight in for Ezreal. However, he was exhausted. Will Jace manage to back out of there? Just being a little overextended. One more hit will take him out. Skarner trying to pick up the kill on Ezreal. Ezreal will just flash over the wall. Janna as well. And both of them will get away. Oh! Jace almost picking that kill on Janna. She'll just barely surviving.
Yeah, that was the high priority target was Cassiopeia. You know, since about halfway through this game, that was perfect by Skarner to pick her up. Really, Janna's been probably the best pick that the FunkyBunch made against this comp. Janna's really good against Skarner, trying to get in there. Every time he's been, you know, he just gets a tornado to the face, gets pushed back. Skarner did a really good job of grabbing the highest priority target there.
Oh, Maokai jumping on that Graves. Graves, however, just has too much life still. Is not going to be able to go down very quickly. Doing a good job not getting slowed down and be able to back off constantly. However, all the members of Zen Method are quite low. This could be pretty scary. The FunkyBunch is jumping in there. Cho'Gath almost managed to make a kill onto Jace. Jace does have that Guardian's Angels. Will just jump back and try to destroy someone. However, Jace is getting taken out by the poison. Ezreal popping his ult on all the members, and it looks like the FunkyBunch is going to be able to clean this up. Oh, Ezreal getting picked off by Blitzcrank. Ahri almost been picked off herself.
That was so close to being a big turning point for the FunkyBunch, but they just didn't quite have the damage to finish it up.
Alright. Looks like Maokai's going to get chased down by Blitzcrank. Maokai will have to try to go after Ahri the second he can, but Ahri will just pop the combo and take him out. Having that spell vamp really does help her out a lot, just off of her passive. I mean, she just got a huge amount of her HP, made sure she couldn't get taken out at that point.
Oh yeah, it's something people completely forget about on Ahri, that she has that. You know, people go for small or for tower dives or engagements on Ahri, not expecting that big chunk of health that she suddenly gets from her passive. It's a really, really underrated passive.
Alright, and it looks like all the global objectives right now are up. So we should be seeing Baron attempts again, red, blues, and dragons. I really feel like the FunkyBunch needs to get the next dragon. I mean, if they could, they really need to get it. They need to put some pressure onto those global objectives because they can't let any one of these global objectives go.
Yeah, and on the other hand, Zen Method needs to be quick to clear the entire jungle, clear all the objectives, and just deny.
Looks like they're going to go for a full-out push, trying to beat the 30-minute mark for the season. They're going to try to end it right now. Cassiopeia landing the ult onto Skarner. However, Graves does manage to back up. It looks like the Blitz Grab does go on Cassiopeia, pick him up, and it looks like all the ults doing amazing AoE damage. Cho'Gath getting grabbed by Skarner, will get taken out, and Ezreal's just trying to do what he can. However, if he gets CC'd once right here, he is going to go down. Jace going in for the dive. One more attack should take him out. However, he does manage to get in the fountain just in time, but the towers will go down. Ezreal will be the only defense right now. Ezreal trying to slow this down. However, two of the members are very low. They will just have to try to push the turret down. Ahri does go down to Ezreal. Ezreal doing the most he can to try to slow this down. However, Jace is just going to be too tanky. Ezreal needs to try to dive underneath this turret. Ezreal playing very amazingly.
Very, very well. It's interesting to see how this point system affects the playstyle of some of these teams late in the game, going for that 30-minute mark.
Alright, and actually they end the game right there. So, Jace will be picked up as well. It was still, I feel like it's still a good trade for Zen Method. Going in there, taking out those two Nexus turrets, and that'll just leave it open for them to take the base whenever they want.
As long as the FunkyBunch isn't able to come back and pick up too many global objectives, I agree that it was probably still well played by Zen Method. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to get the 30-minute mark, but it's still going to be a very hard uphill battle for FunkyBunch to get back into this game.
Blitzcrank being a little over-aggressive here, trying to probably ward the blue buff. However, he is going to get caught and probably most likely taken out. Blitzcrank will have to try to jump over the wall. However, the knockup from Cho will ensure the kill. It does manage to flash, but picked up by that last hit from Ezreal. Looks like Zen Method is just going in for the Nexus once again, just going in for the kill. They will all just have to back, and it doesn't look like Graves is going to have enough time to take this out. Cassiopeia will be able to stop that. They are just trying to end this still right away. They are past the 30-minute mark, so I feel this is a little unneeded aggression they're doing.
Zen Method really needs to be careful with this.
It looks like Zen Method is going to get cleaned up. They did manage to pick up the kill on Janna, but Janna not worth a lot of gold.
I feel like if they would have been able to take down Ezreal, that definitely would have been well played, but Ezreal barely survived. And they're actually giving back some of their advantage to the FunkyBunch at this point.
I almost feel like that was a rush just to see if they could desperately run before that 30-minute mark, because they were only 15 seconds after by the time they got to the Nexus. But not quite having the mobility to make that happen. And it looks like the FunkyBunch might be able to push a mid-turret here in just a moment. However, Jace is still very scary, even by himself. And with Blitzcrank being there as well, be able to just lock down someone almost permanently. Cassiopeia taking huge hits and goes down almost instantly to Jace. But Jace getting quite low himself, and we'll have to just back off. Cho landing a knockup and possibly a chunk out of his life, having just enough HP to survive that. And Maokai will jump over to get the kill. Maokai will have to run out of there first. Garner managed to get close enough, pop his ult. Garner does get knocked back.
You can tell how desperate the FunkyBunch is to get back into this game. They're doing everything they can to make plays happen, but they're just not quite working out like they want them to.
Yep. And Maokai will get chunked down, get grabbed, and Blitzcrank still pressing the attack to go for Janna. Even though he's solo, he's not afraid one bit. Ahri picking the kill on Ezreal by herself, just assassinating him, and he misses the flash. I believe I saw Ahri flash there too, which felt a little unneeded considering she almost flashed in place.
Yeah, she would have just killed him with the Ignite anyways, even if he had got the flash, so I think that flash was definitely wasted, but...
It won't matter considering the next is open. Cassiopeia definitely going for the right target, trying to burst down that Graves. Managed to pop the ult on him, will take him out, however she will go down. Blitz picking both the kill on Janna and Cassiopeia, and Cho'Gath as well will be taken out by Skarner.
It looks like this spells the end for the FunkyBunch.
Alright, and Zen Method will finish off the game. And that game was Zen Method versus the FunkyBunch. Zen Method taking the win. They played really well. The ward coverage on both sides felt kind of lacking throughout the whole game. They really didn't have a whole lot of map vision. Only when they were like, okay, we want to Baron. We want to do this. And that's the only time they warded those places instead of just constantly keeping them up.
It was the third game in the row that we've casted. If you're the team that's down, you really need to do all you can to ward up your own jungle and stop losing so much map control. It's one of the best things you can do is get wards out there. Yeah, they might have oracles, yeah, they might clear it, but at least you can see the positioning of their team at that time.
Alright. So that was the end of another game from Utah League of Legends Battles Season 3, Week number 1. I'm MrTree with my co-caster,
Osh.
Alright, and we'll catch you guys later.
Have a good one.